Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. So, we are going to do a November update. Today's December 4th, I think. So, I have all my numbers ready for the month of November. Um, it was a really good month, actually. And I do want you guys to keep in mind, though, I did sell for Willie a expensive camera and then a monster ball, it was called. So, like $700 of it really wasn't mine. Um, but it is in the numbers because I'm going off of Nifty and I don't know how to just like delete them, which kind of sucks. I wish there was a way that I could go in and just delete those sales because I mean I think I got like $50 a sale or something, but um I was just selling them for him, and I realized I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to sell for other people because it just kind of messes up my books. So yeah. Um, First off, we'll start with what I made in from November 1st to November 31st. I made a whopping total of $5,215.28. After all my fees, shipping, everything, promoted fees, I made a total of, or that was a total of $1,666.07. So in the end, I made $3,549.21. And again, you gotta like knock off about 600-700 of that. I don't know. So this is gonna be a little construed, I guess. But I spent a total of $308.37 in inventory in the month of November. So after inventory, I made $3,240.84. And then I did do like that minus 700. It brought me down to $2,540.84. Um, and honestly, I'm not entire. So I started with Nifty because I use Nifty now. I started with Nifty literally in the middle of November. So half of my sales, I don't know. So I really honestly, I do think I made more, but because I started in the middle, I don't know if it brought over all my sales. I kind of went and looked through a little bit. I didn't spend a whole ton of time. I feel like I should have made more money if I'm being honest. So that's why I'm a little but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. This November is just going to be an odd month cuz it, like I said, it I transferred stuff over right in the middle of the month, and yeah, it would have just been better to do the beginning of the month. But I do love Nifty and I do not regret it at all. Nifty has been a game changer. Okay. So, and when I'm looking at my insights too, it looks like, and actually, I'm not going to share this because I was just looking at, I'm not going to share this because this is adding in the camera and Monster Ball I sold. So, although I'm going to share the Monster Ball sale with you guys because not the camera because it's just a camera, whatever. Obviously, it's going to sell for a lot of money. Um, but the Monster Ball was interesting. It was an interesting sale. So, let's just jump right in. See all my sales. These aren't all my sales. These are just sales that were I made $20 and over in like profit. So, and that's what I've been doing. I think after this, let me know in the comments. Do you guys want to see um like more like weekly what solds and whatnot and just showing all my sales, or do you like just like the monthly recap and I'm me just sharing my higher dollar sales, which to me $20 and over is higher dollar, whatever, but you know what I mean. Let me know in the comments, do you want to see what solds, because I feel like I've done them in the past and I didn't get like a ton of traction on them. So I guess let me know in the comments if you want me to do it, because I feel like now that I'm using Nifty, um I don't know, I'm willing to do it, but only if I feel like I'm going to get enough um, people watching it, because I don't want to do it for no reason, you know? Okay, so, anyways, the first sale we have here is this. Okay, so it's this new tags Elizabeth and James Fox Shearling Sherpa full zip jacket, women's medium. That sold on Poshmark for $29, and I made a profit of $23.20. So this I've had for a little while. This was a bin's find, and most of the things that you guys are going to see are going to be bins finds, by the way. So that one, so the sales that sold before the 12th or the 13th, whenever I transferred over to Nifty from Vendu, they don't tell me how many days they were listed. So once I can see how many days something was listed, I will share that with you, but I cannot see that right now. So next up, this was a really good sale. This was a Free People Alexis floral oversized thick cardigan sweater, woman's medium boho. So I sold this over on Poshmark for $80 and I made a profit of $64. And that was a pretty quick flip. I don't know how quick, but I know it was quick. And then next up, we have this Carhartt Original Fit Flannel Men's 3 Extra Large Outdoors Workwear, Chore, Barn, Farm, Heavy, whatever. All those good keywords. So that sold for that sold over on Depop for $25.46. And I made a profit of $23.77. Over on eBay, I sold this North Face gray dry vent tri-climate winter coat girls large outdoor warm. I sold it for, and I like picking up North Face in Columbia. Not everyone does, but I do. And this was and even kids. So I sold it for 38. They paid $38.93, and after shipping and fees, I made a profit of $23.16. Um, I think that was a pretty quick sale. I don't remember, but by the way, everything so far has been bins fines. If something is not, I'm just assume that it's gonna be a bins fine. If it's not, I will mention that. But as of right now, it's gonna be a bins fine. Or everything's gonna be a bins fine. Okay. And then we have oops, where are we? Let's see. Let me find it in my nifty. I gotta figure something out. Okay, it's this women's color block corduroy raw hem jacket, extra large, grunge urban streetwear indie. I sold that over on Poshmark for $25, so I made a profit of 20, and that I do know was a very quick flip as well. And then I sold this Timberland men's brown puffer jacket, extra large, outdoor streetwear, urban Gorpcore. Sold that over on Poshmark for $32 and I made a profit of $25.60. The next one is this Spider Ambush ski jacket, a boy's size 16, outdoor winter. I sold this over on Poshmark for $38 and I made $30.40. This was actually Jack's old jacket, so it's just he obviously outgrew it. It was his jacket from last year. So okay. Next up, we have this J. Crew tartan plaid mountain wool puffer vest, women's medium, outdoor warm holiday. This sold over on eBay or Poshmark for $35. I made a profit of 28. And then over on Depop, I sold this Anthropology Bahani, I don't know, I can't say that, by Joy Madeira beaded maxi dress, a woman's small, and I use stuff like fairy, bohemian, all that good stuff. I sold that for $50 and my profit was $47.51. And then on Depop, the next sale as well. Let me find it on Nifty. They were these Nike Air Max 270 Blowfish automatic violet marathon running sneakers, men's 10.5. I sold them for $24 and I made a profit of $22.43. Over on eBay, I sold this vintage Caroline Rose Silk Blend Polka Dot Burnout Velvet Cardigan Women's Extra Large. I sold it the buyer paid $33.52 after shipping and fees. I made $20.77. Um, this was a very exciting sale. So this is over on eBay. I sold this Harley Davidson white logo embroidered leather jacket, women's medium riding moto. I sold it for the buyer paid $170.65 and I made a whopping profit of $112.97. Um this I found it at the bins and it was even flawed. It had some spots on it. I tried to wipe off as much as I could, but yeah, it still sold for $150 with flaws. So that's pretty amazing. And that was a really quick flip too, actually, by the way. Like I did not sit on it very long. Now I can see where um how many days it was listed. Okay, then we have this Michael Kors white puffer vest, women's small Gore outdoor quiet luxury. I sold this on Poshmark for $29. So I made a profit of 23.20 and this was listed for a total of 29 days. So, pretty good. I like that it shows how long it was listed. And then we have this Northern Reflection vintage farm scene cardigan sweater, women's medium, cabin core. I saw I sold it for $32.95. Buyer paid $43.93 with the shipping. So I made a profit of $23.14 and this was listed for a total of 43 days, which I still think is good. I'm not complaining. Okay. Next up we have this Maurice's brown lace trim baby doll crinkle Y2K cami women's small fairy grunge. I sold it for $30 over on eBay. No, Poshmark. So I made a total of $24 on this Y2K tank top. I love style-based sourcing. It's so cool that it's like a thing. Okay, so that was listed for 54 days. Okay. And then next up we have the Speechless Milkmaid Y2K square neck polka dot dress, women's large. I sold it for $24.95. Buyer paid $32.81. And after all was said and done, I made a profit of $20.80. I want to say this was a really, yeah. So this was listed, oh, yeah, literally sold the day I listed it. So it was listed for 0 days. Um, so I kind of think I could have definitely listed it for more, but it's fine. Um, it's fine. It's fine. Just kidding. Okay, then I have this HJC pink and black snowmobile helmet with heated shield and original. I sold it for $29.96 and I made a profit of $21.34. This was actually my old helmet from when I used to snowmobile. It was listed for only 17 days. Okay, and then here we go. This is the Monster Ball. This is a vintage 1986 Super Mad Balls Goal Eater soccer ball, retro rare 80s. Sold for $275 and I made a profit of $204.16. I didn't get all that money, of course, because it wasn't my ball, but Willie had found it. He was doing a job and they had to like go through and clean stuff out and they just got to keep what they wanted. And yeah, this was just left behind at some construction job they did. So pretty exciting. I just want to, even though I didn't get that money, I just want to share that sale because I just thought it was really cool and informational. You know, if you see something like that, be sure to look it up. Okay. Next up, we have this Faraday quarter zip blue pullover sweater, men's extra large, golf preppy luxury minimalist. This was actually listed for 189 days. Oh wow. So, I wonder if I relisted it. That's crazy. Okay, so it sold on Depop for $31.96 and I made a profit of $27.36. Next up, we have this Sundance hot savory pink waffle knit thermal long sleeve shirt, a woman's large. It was listed for only 14 days. Sold it on Poshmark for $25, so I made a profit of 20. Next, there's a fruit fly. I get fruit flies from my plants. I have a trap, and it needs to start working here soon because those do work really good. Like you put like the like I don't know, I'm getting off track. That's not the point of this video. Okay, so then we have these BKE Aiden jeans, men's 30-32 light wash bootcut denim Western cowboy. Was only listed for 1 day. Sold on Poshmark for $25, and I made a profit of 20. And then we have a little bundle that I sold over on Depop. I don't think I've ever sold a bundle before this one, so this was kind of exciting. But let me find it. Okay, well, first off, it was this Lianer green jacquard. I can never say that word. High-waisted floral slit Y2K retro mini women's. I think it was a small. I don't know. It's cut off. I can't see the size, but regardless. And then the other thing was this No Boundaries pointel knit tie front flare sleeveless woman's large Y2K fairy. Probably use like maybe goblin core, otherwise granola. So that whole bundle sold for $67. So I made a profit of $27.77, which is not too bad. Okay, next up, I have this Hot Topic blue velvet Swiss yoke dot mesh high neck dress, woman's 2X gothic emo. I sold it on eBay for $25. I made a profit of $20.71, and that was listed for only 11 days, which we love. And then we have this bundle I sold over on Poshmark. It's these Judy Blue boyfriend jeans that were a size 27. Then I have this Land's End pink stripe button down that was a size 34. And then Cobby Poseidon blue quilted puffer jacket that was a size small. And a Supply Company plaid like button down shirt that was a size medium. Everything's probably from the bins. Honestly, all of this was old inventory. And I sold it all for $45, and I made a profit of $36. I want to say everything, let's see. Yeah, everything was listed over 100 days. The Judy Blue jeans were listed for 192 days, being that was the longest, and then the shortest that was listed was the Land's End pink button-down shirt for 117 days. So great. Saw lots of inventory move and made a pretty decent profit. So pretty excited about that. Okay, then I have these maternity tops bundle, women's medium, motherhood, pregnancy, baby, sold for a total of $34.95, and I made a profit of $24.89. These are actually all my old maternity shirts. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get rid of them. Me and my ex broke up. We're not having babies no more. I saved them because I wanted another kid, and obviously that's not gonna happen. So, yeah, that let's see. Okay, so that was listed for a total. Sorry if you can hear at like 11:59 the sirens always go off. That was listed for 55 days. So glad to see it go. Next sale we have these. These were so these I actually got from a garage sale. They're Sorel Out and About classic women's waterproof boots, size 5, outdoors, Gorp Core utility. They were listed for 198 days, but I did get them at a garage sale, which would have been in the summer. So I had to sit through the summer, but I knew that the size was kind of going to be an issue. But they did finally sell. They sold over on Poshmark for $50, and I made a profit of 40. And then next up, I have the Vermont Country Store wool plaid poncho shawl, woman's large, extra large, outdoor country, was listed for 111 days, and I sold on Poshmark for $25 and made a profit of 20. And last but not least, we have this new with tags Sag Harbor vintage wool blend plaid dress, woman's 12, preppy tweed academia. This was listed for 199 days. I think I got this at a church sale. I think. I can't quite remember, but I think so. Sold on Poshmark for $25 and I made a profit of $20. So those are all my sales. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know again in the comments. Do you want to see weekly what sold where I share more than just like my $20 and up profit sales? Like I can share all my sales in the week. And yeah, I mean I might not do it every single week. Maybe I could try, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Do you want to see that or do you not? And then yeah, also hype this video if you can. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.